The 3-seed Blazers are the underdogs, according to Vegas, against the 6-seed Thunder, who swept Portland in the regular season. Amin, is Portland on upset alert again this postseason?
I don't think so. I'm going with the Blazers in this series.
Okay.
And I feel pretty confident about it. And
Really?
Here's why. Look at Oklahoma City. I think we can all agree, like you said, two all-world talents, but not really an execution team, right? Just start there. Then you look at 28th in free throw shooting, 23rd in three-point shooting. Mm-hmm. These are all things that conspire for a team that's not playing well going into the playoffs.
Right.
These are all things that conspire that they're not going to play well. I think Portland, obviously, the Nurkic injury is huge, but their bigs have stepped up. Collins, Cantor. I think they're going to win this series, and I don't think it's going to even be that. It's going to be like a redux of last year with Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing the game when Nurkic got hurt, and it was like, obviously, you were sad, but it was so disappointing because ultimately, the Trailblazer season is over.
Yeah.
Right? It's over. Like, yeah, they can win a series, they can do, but you didn't really get everybody's been waiting to see if the Portland Trailblazers can take that can get to that next level. Yes, you're going against the Warriors, you're going against these teams, but the minute they lost him, and they had a great backup in Enes Kanter, they got him, and they had Collins, but he was the focal point. He was supposed to be that third all-star that could do it for you, that could go against Steven Adams. But this is one of those ones where Enes Kanter and Zach can't do anything about Steven Adams. So I just look at OKC winning this series, but it's still unfortunate because of that injury. We don't get to see what their team could have done this year.
Well, I agree with all of that. I'll take Oklahoma City also. And Damian Lillard's going to see just what he saw in the first round last year, in my opinion. Oklahoma City's going to trap him on every pick and roll. And now Nurkic was the guy you could give the ball to. He's gotten so much better making decisions out of the blitz. Enes Kanter can score on the block. He's not as good. You trap Lillard. You take away McCollum. I don't know what else Portland has.
Well, McCollum's not 100% healthy.
Right. He may not be available, or at least 100% healthy at that point. Now, Amin, you talked about the issues that Oklahoma City has on offense and some inconsistency there, for sure. Right. But defensively, they are still one of the better teams, I think, in the NBA. I did a game actually with Jeff, Stan's brother, recently against Indiana, where they went on a 24-0 run, and it was Paul George spearheading that thing on defense.
Did you say Indiana?
Buckets. I'm just saying. 24-0 run is the biggest run of the entire season.
Did you say Indiana?
Okay.
Okay.
But they're a playoff team.
They are. I'm just cracking a joke.
It's not the Kings.
Cracking a lot.
You know what I mean? So, all right, we move on. Finally, we got the 2-seed Nuggets facing off against the 7-seed Spurs, who made the playoffs 22 straight seasons, tied for the most all time. Stan, how much of a factor will playoff experience play in this series for both players and, of course, the respective coaching staffs here?
Well, for the players, I think it's going to be really interesting because the Spurs' two best players, obviously, DeRozan and Aldridge, have been through all of this and have played very well on this stage. Denver counters with Paul Millsap. No one else has any experience. It's different in the playoffs. It'll be interesting. It's going to be the Spurs having more experience, but the Nuggets having more talent and more depth. I think this is one of the more interesting series going, even though it's a 2-7.
Now, this is the worst possible matchup for Denver because not only of the experience gap there, but also I love Coach Malone, but this is his first time going through a playoff series.
Right.
And rather than getting a traditional 7-seed where it's a nice tune-up, an appetizer to use your term, he's going up against the best chess master in the world in Greg Popovich, a master of the adjustments, a master of, hey, we did it one way for 82 games. Guess what? For you, I got something special right here. That they did it to us in Phoenix where they would guard us one way all year long, and then we hit the playoffs and completely switch up their coverages. And so all of those things make me, the talent gap is so huge, but the experience gap on the other end is huge as well. I don't know which way I'm going on this.
I'm going to say Denver, is going to win this series. Yeah. But boy, like you said, this is not who they wanted to see by any means. And really, I just think there's just too much firepower. You got Will Barton, you got Paul Millsap, you got Joker, you got Jamal Murray, you got Gary Harris, you got Malik Beasley, you got Trey Lyles. You got so many guys that can make impacts. And not saying that the Spurs don't. And they're like the Patriots. You never want to bet against them. Ever bet against them. But it's just, I think the experience gap, it's not close. If the talent level was close, but I think there's a big gap in talent that kind of that neutralizes that experience gap.
Yeah, it could be a 7-game series. That one certainly could be.